All right, guys. Are you guys awake? No, you don't look it yet. What is today? What's the day?
Saturday.
Sunday. Who said Saturday? It is Sunday, Tyler. What else is it? What's this day called? Valentine's Day. Yeah. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. What's Valentine's Day about? Give me one word. Loving people. It's supposed to be about love. That's why all these big hearts, you see guys why I got Amanda? Well, I didn't actually. Evie brought this home, so I stole it from her. But that's why all the Valentine's candies and cards have a big heart on them, right? It's about love. It's supposed to be about love, but
That's a giant card.
it is a giant card. It's so you can see the heart. Can you see it? See, it worked. So, but here's what's interesting. So much of how we talk about love today is not very satisfying. It's not very lasting. There's a lot about love when we think about Valentine's that just doesn't add up or isn't near as fulfilling in our lives. In other words, really, the true concept of love doesn't have to do with whether we get a card or whether we get candy or flowers or something along these lines. I'm going to keep saying that until Tracy believes it. It's not about what someone does for us. It's really about what we do for other people. And Valentine's Day is, a lot about some of these things that we have up here, cards and flowers and candies. But that's not what love is about. Love is greater than that. And we're going to try and illustrate that today. I have 3 different sizes of candies up here. Well, 2 different sizes and some sugar. Notice they're all different sizes, aren't they? Jesus and God talk about love a lot. But he also talks about how we are to put things into our life if we have true love for him. In fact, if David would read Matthew 6 and 33, I won't catch him off guard every time.
You're doing a good job today.
It says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you." So, one of the things that God is going to say about love is we have a lot of things in our lives that we can love, right? And that we can really appreciate. Give me some. What can we appreciate and love? Mommy and Daddy. I love you, sweetie. Yes. You are so wonderful. Evie, see why she's my favorite?
No, that's not true deep down.
Mom and Dad, right? What else can we be thankful for?
Our food and stuff that keeps us safe.
Oh, our food and things that keep us safe. Tanner?
Friends.
Friends. Oh, yeah, very thankful for friends. Nature. There's a guy that loves nature, right? All those flowers and leaves are so beautiful that you preserve. Absolutely. What else? Hannah's got a whole list. Cece. Family in general. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Tanner.
Trees.
Trees.
Animals.
Animals.
A soul.
Our soul. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of things in life. But here's the thing that Jesus was noted. They're not all equal. And they can't be treated as equal. Notice that he said in that verse that David so well read for, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God." Or in other words, seek the things of God first, and all these other things that he was talking about prior to that will be added on to you. So I want to think about 3 different types of things. the biggest candy that we are going to have is from God. God gives us of himself. What are some things that God gives us of himself? Anna. This whole world. How does he give himself though? That's a thing, isn't it? He did give it to us. What did God give us of himself? What's that mean? We'll work we'll work on that in a few moments. Christian?
Life.
Life. Okay, he gave us life. That's of himself. Jesus said, he's the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by him. Our life was God-breathed, we see in Genesis 1. What else? Candy. Those are things. We'll get the things. What about Jesus?
Angels.
Angels?
Heaven.
Heaven?
Cloud.
Clouds are part of the things. God gave us himself. He showed us how loving he is by giving us his son, right? Jesus. And through that, he gives us all kinds of other things that we can appreciate. Now, it's interesting that we all, and I've got news for you, you guys weren't the only ones thinking, how did God give them self? What kind of things did God give us from himself? There's a lot of people out here that had the same puzzled thoughts that you did. But Jesus said, seek the things of my kingdom first. They're going to be most important. And we're going to illustrate what happens if we don't keep that in mind. Now, the second size is these little hearts. And they have such wonderful sayings on them. One for me, forever. I shouldn't hand those to any of you, but you see that? Dave, you guys ever give a Valentine away? Huh? What's another one? Call me. Those for kids. I really didn't read them ahead of time. Date night. DFF. There you go. There's these conversation hearts, right? Now, who do you give them to? Who do you give the Valentines to?
People.
People. People. And you guys mentioned so many of the blessings. God has given us people to be, to have in our lives. And we can be grateful in people. And then you guys talked about things.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar condenses, makes up a lot of things, right? Just because Dad's not with us this morning, each one of these is for you guys. They have to get their sugar fix one way or another, right? Dad's not here. But sugar represents all the things in our lives. How many of you like video games? Oh, yeah. How many of you like sports? How many of you like cars or motorcycles?
I like baseball. Baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Bowler.
How many of you like toys?
Cars.
How many like books? There's a couple of you. Come on up here. What other things are there in life?
School. School.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
Sugar.
David, are you ready with 1 John 2, verse 15? Now, there's an important aspect here. All these things add to our life, and they make our lives so much better if they're in their proper place. But oftentimes, they're not in their proper place. Go ahead, David.
Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Uh-oh, we're talking about things. And John wrote and said, don't love the things of this world. Now, what does that mean? We're going to talk about that priority. Now, we've got two different lives. Our lives have a heart. I'm going to ask for one of you to be a brave volunteer for me. Tyler, Come on up here. Can you be careful? You capable of being careful? You capable of listening very closely? For sure. All right. All right, put over here in the corner where people can see it. Now, if you would, put the things in first. What did we say represented things?
Candy, sugar.
Small sugar. Go ahead and put that in there. Now, it's okay to like things, but what does it look like when we like things more than God? How does that play out in your life? You don't have a very good life? That's a broad statement. Maybe we'll illustrate in a few moments. What's it look like if we like things more than people or God? Oh, by the way, you can pick any one of these because notice they're all the same size, right? I forgot to point that out, but that's important. Same amount of sugar, same. You can pick either one of these as we go forward. Well, if we like things more than people or God, number one, have you ever been tempted to take something that's not yours? Well, so you're a little hesitant to say yes, but I'll bet you have. If you like things more than people or God, you'll be willing to take things that aren't yours. You'll be able to hurt other people for things. Maybe if you like things more than people, you are really upset. You ever had a friend break something that was yours?
Yes.
Yes? Have you had a brother break something that was yours?
I don't.
I figured this. Have you ever had a sister break something that was yours? Not yet. That'll happen. Give it some time. Yeah. So what that translates into, hey, I'm frustrated when someone breaks something that's mine, right?
Like a,
Or
like a TV then?
yeah, like a TV. You're right. Good. Good. Say a friend came over to my house and broke my TV. Would I be pretty upset? Yeah. But how would I treat? Say Tyler broke my TV. How should I treat him?
Nice.
Nice. What if Tanner broke my TV? How should I treat him?
But bad.
Bad. Oh, yeah. There's times where we're willing to put things above people, right? Yeah. I need to remember, even if Tyler breaks my TV, Tyler's still more important than my TV, right? It's not an invitation, though. All right. So, we don't want to put things above people. Think about how that looks in our life. But there's still some room there, isn't there? Yep. Let's go ahead, Tyler. Pick whichever one of the cartons of people you want to put in. Let's put some people in here. Remember, these were the people. No, in there. Yep. Go ahead. Dump them in there. Oh, there's enough room. Yeah, get it all in there. All right. We're doing all right yet, right? Yeah, kind of step to the side so everyone here can see that. All right, now we have things and people in there. What's it look like if we love people more than God? You guys know what peer pressure is? That's friends feeling obligated to do what friends are doing, right? Turn around here and look at all these big peoples for a minute. Ask them if they still experience peer pressure. Yep. You know what? It never goes away. If we like people more than God, then we'll feel compelled to go along with people when they're doing things that are contrary to God. That's what this life looks like. But you know what? There's still a little bit of room, isn't there? Now's when we run into problems. Go ahead and get the things of God. Do you want that one or the other one? You can pick which one. No, one of these two. Which one you want to dump in there? No. Okay, that one. I just wanted to illustrate they're all the same. Go ahead and dump them in there. So don't spill any. Stay back. Get them all in there. Don't spill any. Wait, don't spill any. Tyler, I thought you told me you were going to be careful. No, they all have to go in there.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
What you think it's not going to work?
It's too full.
No, it's not. They'll all fit. Just don't spill any.
It's already a full cup. You can't put a full cup that's already like almost half food.
How come you try so often at home then? We've got problems, don't we? We've got problems. Now, if we fill ourselves... You just keep that up, because I didn't anticipate this, Tyler. But you're illustrating something very well. We keep trying this over and over, don't we, people? We keep working at it, we keep working at it, we keep working at it. The truth of the matter is, Tyler is not going to get it done. And if he does get them all to stay on there, I'm really going to upset him in just a moment.
You've got to do it now.
Because life isn't stationary, is it? We've only got 2 more, 3 more. You're getting close. And here's what life does, doesn't it? Huh? That's what life does. It's never stationary. All right, good helper. Go ahead and sit back down.
What do we do with this?
What do we do with those? Those are things of God, so we've got to put them back on the table. Good question, though. All right.
I want to eat all of them.
Now, we said these were all the same. Do you think there's any way that we could get them all to fit?
You missed some.
Is there any way we could get all 3 of those cups to fit?
There's one behind the plant. There's one behind the plant.
Okay, we'll leave that one. Is there any way to get all 3 of them into... Evie,
Put the sugar in last so the sugar sinks through the cracks.
put the sugar in last. How many of you think that if we take Evie's advice, that we can get all 3 of these to fit into 1 cup?
No.
No? Yeah?
I want to do it.
David, what does Matthew 6:33 again say? He's looking for it. See? I said, David, keep these handy. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Now, if we take, because now he's going to Matthew 22, and while he goes to Matthew 22, if we take God's advice, he said there were 2 really important things in life. They were God, right? Seek ye first the kingdom. And David, is it 34 or so?
39.
39?
But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, what is the great commandment in the law? He said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Okay, so what were the 2 things God said was important to get into our lives first? Go ahead. God, and what else? What was second?
Jesus.
People. Okay, Tyler, I don't want to be your source of first biggest failure. So we're going to have Tyler back up here because I think he can do this. I want you to dump both these in at the same time. Okay? Okay?
Now it's the sugar
We're
part.
going to give them a little bit of a shake. Other than that,
Sugar?
it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's full.
Okay, slowly dump that in. Stand off to the side here just a little bit, if you would, so that Debbie can see. There you go.
It's working.
It is. You seem surprised. God told you it would.
No, Evie did.
Get a little bit of spill. Let's get that peak off there.
Stuff it all in.
Now, I was prepared for that just in case the measurements were a little bit off. That little bit came over. That little bit overflowed is what David was talking about in the 23rd Psalm when he said, my cup runneth over. So, There you go. All right, good job, Tyler. You did it. No one thought you could. That sugar was good. Go ahead and sit down. Thank you, sir. What was the difference? We put the first things in first. Just like Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. You know what the world is struggling to do over and over and over and over again? They put all the things in, and then they fill in the people, because job comes first, right? Career is most important. And then they fit all the people in, and sometimes they get all of them in, and then they try to get God in there last. And just as it happened, we leave a lot left over. But Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom. Guys, what that means, if you put God first in your life, it's going to be a lot sweeter. You're going to get a lot more in your life. Because God will help you know how to treat yourselves proper. God will help you treat people proper. And God will make sure that you have the things that are important to your life to make you all you can be. Think about the ways in your lives that God can be first. Taking time to pray, right? Taking time to study. Sharing that with your friends. Being willing to stand up for right regardless of what other people think or the things it costs you in the short term. Questions? You guys have any questions? No?
You still didn't answer my question from the beginning.
What was your question from the beginning?
I got.
How you know I didn't answer it if I didn't forget it?
Because
You two have two brothers there, back there, right? So make sure you take a couple extra for them. And then here's how we're going to do this. Go ahead. What's your question?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What's the lesson? Who comes first?
That.
Who's second?
People.
So how to make sure you're awake. And what happens if we put them in that order?
They will fit.
They all fit. Are there going to be things that we have to say no to in life?
Yeah.
Yeah? Absolutely. There's
Now
things
we
that
can
we'll have
mix
to say no
candy.
to.
Throw it away. We eat it.
Yes.
We eat it.
All right. Guys, I think the lesson is aimed at these guys, but I think it's there for all of us, isn't it? We struggle really with the same issues, the same problems, the same challenges that these little guys do. We set a pattern for tomorrow. What's so great about talking to these guys is they're setting their habits for the rest of their lives. We're also setting our habits today and tomorrow for the rest of our lives. What will our future look like? What will it consist of? If you've not put God first in your life, if you need the encouragement, the help of us here at Somerville or your brethren, you have a spiritual need, if we can help you be closer to God, please come forward as together we stand and sing.